In this video, you are introduced to database transactions and learn how to handle transactions using commit, SAVEPOINT and ROLLBACK statements. Consider a scenario where Alice, the HR manager, wants you to add new employees, update a few values, and delete a few employees from the database. A set of DML statements are used to achieve this. These statements, which form a logical unit of work, is called a transaction. Let's understand transactions better with another example. Consider a banking database. When a bank customer transfers money from a savings account to a checking account, the transaction might consist of three separate operations: decreasing the savings account, increasing the checking account, and recording the transaction in the transaction journal. The Oracle server must guarantee that all the three SQL statements are performed so that the accounts reflect the correct amounts. When something prevents one of the statements in the transaction from executing, the other statements of the transaction must be undone. A transaction begins when the first DML statement is encountered and ends when one of the following occurs. A commit or a rollback statement is issued. A DDL statement such as create is issued. A DDL statement is automatically committed and therefore implicitly ends a transaction. The user exits SQL Developer or any other editor. A machine fails or a system crashes. After one transaction ends, the next executable SQL statement automatically starts the next transaction. You can control the logic of transactions by using commit, SAVEPOINT and ROLLBACK, which are transaction control statements. Commit ends the current transaction by making all pending data changes permanent. SAVEPOINT name marks a save point within the current transaction, where A and B are the names given to a save point. Rollback ends the current transaction by discarding all pending data changes. Rollback to save point A or B rolls back the current transaction to the specified save point. Because save points are logical and are not stored in database tables, there is no way to list the save points that you have created. Consider a scenario where you are in the process of updating employees table. During this transaction, while attempting to delete the employee 113 from the employees table, you accidentally empty the table. Since you have added a save point delete_emp, you can resolve this problem by rolling back to the save point. Later, you can delete the employee by reissuing a proper statement. Observe that the first DML statement, which updates the salary of employee 206, has not been undone by the rollback statement. This is because the update has been done before the save point. Verify the result of the transaction by querying the employees table and make the data change permanent with the commit statement. If a single DML statement fails during the execution of a transaction, its effect is undone by a statement-level implicit rollback. However, the changes made by the previous DML statements in the transaction are not discarded. You can either commit or roll back explicitly. In this video, you learned database transactions and how to handle them using commit, rollback, and SAVEPOINT statements in SQL. In the next video, you learn to control user access. Thank you for watching.